back, people, to another episode of that Repent or Die podcast. For those that don't know who I am him, Junns, the Nbic, giving all praise and glory to the heavenlies, for they are worthy to be what? To be praised. Last but not least, I want to give a shout out to all you guys for your continuous support, leaving all the feedback, the positive, the negative. All things is respected and needed because it allows me to do what I do best, and that is to continue keeping my foot on you heathens, you he-gros, and the newly installed heathenites. Next round of applause for that. Yeah. I decided to come back to the computer yesterday. The audio was bad because of the fan, and I'm working with my portable mic, so trying new things, sceneries and whatnot. But today I felt like I had to just get on this computer screen and talk to the people directly, right? Before I do, I'm just gonna let you guys know that this topic of discussion is a discussion. We need to have this conversation. And that question that I'm gonna ask you, I hope you guys are ready for this question. And that question is simple. Is it time we question the Bible as black people? Let me say that again. Is it time we question the Biblos as black people? Now, this is a heavy question, and by no means am I saying this to dismiss people's belief. Am I saying this to go against the word? Am I saying this to go against the creators? No, this is about having historical understanding of what's going on around us, okay? The interpretations and the impact that these Biblos has done to our people is over and beyond, right? And I'm gonna play a few videos that I want you guys to watch. Why someone like myself will say maybe it's time that we question the Biblos. Now, historically, we know that the Bible was used by colonial powers to colonize Africa, slaves, and also enforce their religion, right? So we know that the word was used to do that. Now, like I said on plenty previous lives before, okay? The Biblos is not the end all be all. I hear a lot of individuals, I hear a lot of our brothers and sisters stating that it was stolen from us and it was rewritten, etc., 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 etc. I hear you. But until I see the actual documentations, if that will ever be, I can't solely believe that statement. I just can't. We can't. As individuals, let me not say me, because we are in this collectively. We cannot solely agree on a statement that we don't even know is factual. That we don't know that is factual. Why? Because of the lies that these people has told us. Right? But me saying this, it does not mean that we're going to disregard the Biblos. It's not what I'm saying. Because there is truth. There's 70% lies and it's 30% truth. Now, to find that 30% truth, you gotta be chosen to see these things. Hear it, feel it, absorb it, right? When you ask those questions, if it doesn't resonate with your soul, not the spirit, the soul. The creators gave us soul. The spirit is for the fallen. I say this all the time. It is for the fallen. Nobody can show me a good spirit because there was never such things. It was always a bad spirit. The evil spirits, the Nephilim seeds that still dwell this earth, that makes their way into people's vessels and contaminate them and destroy them. And then when they finish destroying, they proceed to go on to a next being. Right? So in this episode, in this broadcast that we doing right now, like I said, I want to play a few videos. I want to pose a few questions to you guys. And I want you guys to leave it in the comments, please. But before we go into the video, this broadcast was sponsored by Life Coach on the Go LLC, nonprofit organizations that's designed to cater to brothers and sisters that's dealing with every single life struggles, difficulties, you name it, we claim it. Our job is to fix it. So if you guys are dealing with some life and death, just life situations, and you need coaching and you need guidance and you need wisdom and you need understanding, please feel free to reach out to me. You can reach me at jpl@lifecoachonthegolllc.com, or you can go on the website lifecoachonthegolllc.com, and you will scroll down all the way down to the emails, leave your name, your number, and I will surely get back to you. There's a lot of updates that I want to do to the website, so you guys can get easy access and get straight to the works. Okay? But after I finish this, please, I really want to hear you guys' perspective. I want to know, how do you feel? Do you agree or you disagree? Okay? When it's all said and done, this is for everybody. I don't care if you are a Hebrew, a Bantu, a heathen, a Negro. You know, we need understanding, because it is time for us to get to that next level. And my job is to pinpoint the things that is hindering our growth. There's something hindering our growth. And shout out to the brother Billy Carson, where he gives an in-depth understanding of the Bible. And I wasn't going to talk about it today, but he was bringing forth the things that I've been talking about for the last couple of days. As you can see, great minds think alike. Never went checking for this brother, never nothing. It came up on my feet, on my phone, and I decided to let it play. So without further ado, let's dive into this video. Fair use, YouTube. Please don't come bother me telling me I'm copywriting. Fair use. So let's start off with this one right here.
Pure tomfoolery. These people hoodwinked these people and got them believing in this information. This entity or these entities, these people were not God at all. They were just normal flesh and blood people with more advanced knowledge and wisdom. And because of that, they were able to rule over people in a way that the people were deified and prayed them. And in that same tactic that they use of fear to get people to worship them and work for them as like slaves, to get them to kill and slaughter one another, is the same exact teachings that you're getting today and teaching to your kids. It hasn't changed. It's the same thing in the New Testament. Oh, it's the Old Testament. Oh, let me show you something in the New Testament that. Well, Jesus, he said, I'm an advocate for slavery. Yeah, slaves. Make sure you honor and worship your master like you would honor and worship me. That's in the Bible. That's in the New Testament. And any entity or beings or any writings of anybody who wrote anything about advocating for slavery I'm totally against that. I guarantee you I'm totally against that.
Likewise.
And so what are we talking about here? Who is doing all this killing in the Bible? It's not Satan. The Bible was written from 100 AD to 900 AD by Phoenicians, followers of Hermes, the Atlantean priesthood. That's who wrote the Bible, and they didn't write the Bible. What they did was they started copying ancient texts from all over the world, remnants of the Library of Alexandria, copying these ancient texts onto different parchment papers and stuffing them inside of vases and jars inside of caves. Over time, between 100 AD to 900 AD, people, explorers and archaeologists, coming across these vases and opening them up, finding all these ancient writings. These ancient writings were copied from, okay, we translate this tablet onto this writing, onto this parchment paper, and then store it away. And so over the course of that amount of time, 180 to 900 AD, that's after the death. Jesus and Paul and Judas and Matthew, they were dead. The Bible wasn't written in real time. That was written long after these people were gone and passed away. So where did this information come from? It came from ancient texts and ancient tablets, recopied onto different parchment papers. And the proof is in the pudding. You can go back and you can find those same exact quotes and statements and words out of the ancient text. It comes right from there. Some of it copied word for word directly onto these parchment papers. Then later, people who discovered these things, eventually they came together and said, hey, let's make a canonized book.
Let me just throw that out there. When he said that they was copy and paste word for word, that's the same thing I was telling you guys the last few lives when I stated that a lot of things that was written in the New Testament, it was literally a copy and paste from the Egyptian text, literally, like for word. The names of Horus was replaced with Jesus. Okay? Word for word. So I just want to throw that out there. Let us continue.
Out of this. And that's when the Council of Nicaea got together and they started going through it, curating what they would put into this canonized Bible and what they would not put into the canonized Bible. And then when they got to a good mix of neuroscience where they knew they could utilize this to control masses of people, they said, we're going to put this one out right here. Boom. We altered this, we changed that, we mistranslated this by accident on purpose. We changed this around, we put this over here, we moved this around. We took out the part talking about aliens, we took out the part talking about spaceships and UFOs. Okay, so now I think we got something here. We can dominate the planet with this. And then how did this information get spread around the world? How did Christianity make it around this planet? Well, you do just like your father does, don't you? Apples don't fall from the tree.
You do what your father do. You owe your father the devil, and the lust of your daddy you will do. For he was a what? A liar and a murderer. Listen to what he's saying.
I was doing all the murdering and killing, so did the people. The people followed the book of the Bible, letter, word for word, and then what they do, they went around this planet, killing and murdering every indigenous culture. Christianity is
every indigenous culture. And also a FYI, the Leopold letter stated verbatim that their objective was to demonize everything that was black. Our customs, our spirituality, they had to reprogram us to make us believe that anything of that nature of being black was evil. This was intentional. Just wanted to throw that out there. Let us continue.
Literally spread by killing and murder and rape. They slaughtered and killed over 80 million people under the Pope's orders. The museums for the Inquisitions still exist. You can go into Rome and you go to museums where you see the tools that they would use on people. They would take and go to an indigenous culture from every continent has been attacked by these people. They go out and every continent you can think of, they show up with the, oh, we're here to bring you the good news. And then the next thing you know, you get raped, pillaged. They take the chief of the town, bring the chief to the center of the town, call everybody down. Then they burn the chief or kill the chief or torture him in front of everyone and say, now, you learn our language and you learn our religion or this is going to happen to you. And that's how Christianity got spread around the planet.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, when I say for us as colored people that it's time to question the very book, why I'm saying that? Because this book, for once, we know that it's been plagiarized. For two, we know it's been compromised. For three, we know it's been internalized, right? To have us internalize it and accept it and embrace it in a notion of sit still, right? We embrace the biblos based on fear that these people has taught us. They have taught us fear through religion. They has taught us fear through the enforcement of religion. So these things are taking a massive toll on the masses. Hence, why we are still in this condition today. Hence, why we can't let go of European philosophies. Hence, why we will proclaim to think that we have true understanding, but in reality, it's just the same foundation, Roman Catholic foundation. And I'm going to stand on that, and I'm going to keep talking about it, and I'm going to keep preaching it until it sinks into your heads. It got to sink into your head so you can realize what was going on. And this is just the first video. Let me play the second one.
Generates today trillions of dollars globally.
That's how much money the Roman churches, the people that publish the biblos, they make trillions of dollars annually. Annually. I don't think you hear me though. This is the word of God, right? Gotcha.
And people that run around here dropping on their knees and begging for all this stuff.
And I told you guys numerous times about the bending on your knees and dropping down, and the term prayer and the origin of prayer, to pray on the weak, right? To pray on. All right? When you pray, you summon it, you open in your vessels to spirits. The spirits are waiting at the door, looking for a particular body to devour. And it's been doing that for how many years now? And it's because you guys are still subjected to real legion. This is where the demons dwell. They dwell in religion. People, wake up. Wake up. If you're claiming to be a child of the creators, you need to wake up. If you're calling on the name Sunini Nanini, you need to wake up. Y'all need to wake up. We are being led astray. We are being led astray. This is not of the creators. Let us continue.
Drop down on your knees and weep. And beg the Lord to give you this, and beg the Lord to give you that. That's not how it works. You haven't read the text, you haven't read the ancient tablets, and you haven't read the parts of the Bible.
See that? And this is my first time seeing this man, hearing about it. But everything that he's speaking is the things that I'm talking about. None of us have seen no ancient texts. None of us has seen the original writings. None of us have spoken to the indigenous people. I'm talking about the indigenous people that wasn't colonized or slaughtered or configured into some level of European religion. We have not spoken to these people, even in the Holy Land itself. And he's saying everything that I've been saying. So let him continue saying it.
They didn't corrupt it, they forgot to take out, like the fact that you are gods. And that Jesus said, you will do greater things than me.
That's a fact. You will do greater things than he. Because the greatest thing that you will do was denounce the religion. That's the most strongest thing any black and brown person can do. And guess what? We will do it. Let us continue.
The last people on the planet, we're still last against all the other races in terms of where we've grown consciously and spiritually, financially, economically on this planet. We're still in last place. It is a fact. It's a fact. As a complete group, globally, black people are still being sold as slaves in Libya today. $400 a head. When I go to Egypt, I have an armed guard. My head is on a swivel, looking for any abductors, because Libya is right around the corner. Today, it's 2022. Ephesians 6:5. Slaves, obey your earthly masters with deep respect and fear. That's the same fear that God was demanding with Abraham, wasn't it? Why do you think they had church? But the master would sit there at the church to make sure that that slave who was reading the book was reading some of these verses, letting them know, hey man, you gotta obey them. This is in the Bible. We gotta obey these people. We gotta worship these people. Serve them sincerely as you would serve Christ. Ephesians 6:5. Christians who are slaves should give their masters full respect so that the name of God and his teaching will not be shamed. If your master is a Christian, that is no excuse for being disrespectful. You should work all the harder. Did they program you to work hard and be a slave? You should work all the harder because you are helping another believer by your effort. Timothy, and encourage.
I will put the pin in the description so you guys can watch the full video. You can watch the whole entirety of itself. Now, shout out to the brother. There's a lot of things that he believes in that I don't so-called believe in, like the Anakis and stuff like that. I don't have that much understanding when it's pertaining to that field of, history. I don't know if it's fake. I don't know if it's true. But as a black man, I can't reject anything because everything has been a lie. Right? Everything has been a lie. We know that this is a world stage and the stages are filled with great actors. So I don't know. But what I do know is we got homework to do. Now, let me show my face. Hold on, let me show my face. Now, by just hearing what the brother was saying, you have to, at some point, put things into consideration. I was gonna show a video. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put it on the shorts. I'm gonna upload it as a short, and then it's gonna redirect to this video right here, this broadcast. But in all seriousness, I think it's time for we as individuals to start questioning everything. And like I said in plenty of other lives, we as black people are not in no position to accept or reject information. Because if we really trying to find ourselves, then we got to tap in and touch every book, walk through every door. You got to do exactly how David did. As he walked through the valley of the shadow of death, can't fear no evil. So that's to let you know that evil will always present itself. That evil will be at your front door, even in righteousness. Even in this so-called truth, evil will still make its way in. Because this world has been given unto the hands of the evil. So there's no running from it. There's no hedge to protect you from it. The word says, count it in all joy when you go through your temptations. So that precept lets you know that there's no hedge for it. You was designed, you was built to endure, to overcome, to triumph. You was made in their likeness, in their image. And even when you watch the video, he let it be known He said in his ideology, he believes that God does not have don't have agenda, right? And he also stated that the gods that when you look into the old text, it wasn't gods. It was always GODS, meaning multiple. Now, the questions that I wanted to ask you guys, the question I wanted to ask you guys, and I want you guys to give me an honest response. In that story of Abram sacrificing his son. Now, we all know that sacrifice, when you look into that text, burnt offering, you know it falls in line with Holocaust. So are you telling me that the Creator was advising Abram to sacrifice his child when it was said that it was forbidden to sacrifice your child? I mean, these are the questions that we have to ask. And I kid you not, the moment I said I would no longer participate or involve myself in any faction of religion, these things started making its way. These questions was starting to be asked. Why would the Creator ask Abram to sacrifice his child and then get there and then say, nah, you good? Why? Same question that I asked before. Why would the creators kill innocent children of Japhet just to get his point across? Why? Why would the creator allow Satan to kill Job's wife and children, knowing that Job was a loyal servant unto him? Why? When you read the Biblos and you start breaking down who was doing the most killing within the works, you'll find out that it was the so-called it was the creators that was doing all the killing. Over 3 million lives was lost. Over 3 million. Now, the point that I can't get over the fact is that it's not only 3 million, but it's 3 million colored people. Colored people. So then you ask yourself, who's writing this story? Who's painting this picture? And why? I really want you guys to meditate on that. I'm not going to make this a long rant today. Nah. But I really want you guys to really start putting things in its proper perspective. I really want you guys to question everything. Things need to be questioned. Answers needs to be given. And if you call in on the creator's names, you know the name. You know the name. And shout out to my homegirl. She says we need to stop we need to stop merging Jewish philosophies with African culture. Now, a lot of our people knows the creator's names, but their foundation is in some way, shape, or form in the ways of religion. And that's what we need to get out. Like the brother said, we in last place when it comes to everything. Why is that so? Because you was programmed to believe that just sit back and wait and just have hope, have faith, and know that something is gonna come and save you. You must emancipate yourself from mental slavery. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. It's time for us to get up. It's time for us to get out of this slumber. Time for us to get off these corners. Time for us to stop teaching our people, our children, the same manuscript that caused your mother to suffer, your grandparents, your ancestors. We gotta stop. We must understand that we was hijacked. You must understand that we was hijacked. You must understand that these religions are forced upon us. You must understand that they created these terminologies to install fear into the slaves so the slaves would never rebel. This is what took place. Okay? This is what took place. And I'm begging you guys, you must stop, and I repeat, stop holding these people to high regards when it's coming to your identification upon yourself. See, I like people like Jordan Maxwell, who's a European, by the way, because his job is to do what? Expose his very own. Not uphold or uplift or say things like, yeah, you know, the Jews are this and that. And then, you know, they was the ways that, no, he's not into that. Just like you shouldn't be unto that. Just like I shouldn't be unto that. We must be walking in the ways of righteousness. Righteousness is not associated with religion, people. There's a big difference between being righteous and being religious. So I'm gonna leave it as that for you guys. I'm not gonna delve. I'm not gonna give you too much. I just wanted you guys to look in the mirror and say to yourself, is it time that we question the Bible as black and brown people? Listen, man, if it's your first time, like, comment, share, subscribe. Please turn on your notifications. Send this out to your friends and family. Sit down. If you want the full video, let me know. I'll put it in the description so you guys can watch it in its whole totality and you make yourself these conscious decisions. And please don't listen to individuals being compromised and all this. This whole entire world is compromised, man. Everything is compromised. And we need to find truth. So in order to find truth, we got to go through every door. We're not in a position to determine who's with us and who's not with us. The objective is simple. Read everything, dissect everything, process it, digest it, showcase it, stand on it. And if it's your first time, I hope it's not your last time. If it's your second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth time, that means I'm still on your mind. That means we got to stay on that grind. And that grind is to allow us to eternally shine. You heard? But I am him, like I told you before, Mr. Nbic, a.k.a. Mr. Keep My Foot on you heathens, you Hebrews, and the newly installed Heathenites next. Are you dumb or are you dumb? Listen to the Creator say one time for the one time. And I'ma holler at y'all. One.